Yeah, one of my favorite props of the weekend is Patrick Mahomes to have over 36 and a half passing attempts on Sunday. Let's just take a look at the raw numbers first. For starters, in 14 of 19 games this season, he's gone over this mark. And the interesting thing to me, too, is the median number of attempts he's had this season, not the average, the median is 39 attempts. And then taking a look back at Mahomes' history in the Super Bowl and in the postseason, 2 out of 3 Super Bowls, he's cleared this number. The one not clearing was the Eagles game, and that was a game full of defensive scores, a long punt return from Kadarius Toney. And in the playoffs, he's cleared in 10 of 13 career postseason games. But then again, looking at where those 3 misses came, 2 of them were in games, one against Jacksonville when he was banged up, one against the Browns where he had a concussion, then the other one being against Buffalo not too long ago. But that was a game where the Bills absolutely dominated the time of possession there. So just from a raw number standpoint, I think that this number is a little bit short. And then taking a look at the matchup. So the 49ers run a very soft zone defense. So I expect Mahomes and co to run a lot of short and intermediate passing style routes as they've kind of started to do over the back half of the season. And yes, the Chiefs have been relying more on Isaiah Pacheco and getting that run game going. And the 49ers have been allowing runs throughout the course of the postseason to Detroit and Green Bay. But the success that those two teams had on the ground were on outside zone concepts. And KC is more of an in-between the tackles type of team. Their success rate's actually pretty low outside the zone. So I expect KC to put the ball in the best player's hands for a majority of this game. And then finally on the 49ers defense, overall this season, they were 31st in neutral pass rate on defense. Then you can say to yourself, okay, teams throw a lot on them because they were down a lot in games, and that is true. When you take a look at neutral game scripts where there's no big lead there, the teams are just going back and forth, they were still 7th highest in pass rate, a neutral pass rate in neutral game scripts, meaning that teams were not afraid to throw the football. You got the best quarterback going right now in the most must-see, huge advantage game. I like Mahomes to go over this number in attempts.
So what do you think this number should be? You say 36 and a half, you think is low. What number would be the number that's too high for you? Is it 38 and a half, 40 and a half?
Yep.
I mean, what's your how much of an edge passing attempts do we really have here? A couple?
Yeah, a couple of passing attempts. And that's all you're going to find, right? As you guys know, like you were just breaking down with the cross-sport parlays and just the props in general, these numbers came out over 10 days ago. So these numbers already got banged into shape at most parts, or they weren't even touched that often because they're already priced properly to get from the get-go. So I would say that at 39 and a half, there would be absolutely no value on going at this over because that is sitting right at his median. Then even at 40 and a half or 41 and a half, then I start to look at the under. So there is a price and a number to look at both ways. But to me, 36 and a half is too low with a median of 39. And again, the situation at hand.